Hello, welcome to Let's Rap About It. I'm your host, Casey Evans. Today we are joined by two Salisbury University students, Eric Day and Caleb Bess. Guys, thanks for being on the show today.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
How was your morning?
Pretty rough, but I'm here.
I could say the same. Woke up pretty early, realized, oh man, I forgot to turn my paper, but I did. It's all good.
All right, mornings be like that, I guess, huh?
It really do. It really do.
All right, Caleb, I'm going to direct the first question at you. What was your first experience with music like?
My first experience with music, where I actually started to understand music. Okay, so I got a great story. I was in Universal Studios. I had no clue about Michael Jackson. I was like, I'm gonna say about 7, 8 years old. I was down there with my dad. He was playing Michael Jackson in the car. I didn't know what he looked like. I had no clue about him. Never knew about Jackson 5, anything. So he was playing him. He was playing Beat It. And then he put on Thriller. Then he put on Do You Remember the Time? I remember it just like that. And then he showed me videos of him. I was kind of confused because in 2 videos he was black, but in the 3rd video he was kind of white. So I'm like, this the same person? And he was like, yeah, this Michael Jackson. But that was my first experience with music ever that I remember.
That's interesting. Pop icon there.
Basically.
Yes. It's a shame what happened at his mansion.
I know.
Tell us about your taste in music and how it changed from there.
I do like pop, but I'm more of a hip hop guy because I do understand. I understand lyrics. The music nowadays, where it's a whole bunch of mumbling and just screaming with some hard beats behind it. I mean, yeah, it's good for the club, but if you actually try and listen to music, I say listen to a music artist who's a lyricist.
Right. You're saying the club music has sort of taken over the popular music.
Yeah, club music is everywhere.
Right.
A whole bunch of mumble rap with hard beats. So.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Eric, what are your thoughts on the music industry today and the music it promotes?
It seems fine, but there are some artists that are a little bit interesting to some tastes. I find it fascinating. I mean, the music industry is very diverse when it comes to things like that. Other people can like it. I'm more of a classic rock kind of person, so I'm more of a fan of the 70s to 90s music. I basically grew up with that. My first experience was car rides with my mom going to school. We'd listen to classic rock, and I'm like, yeah, this is the stuff I want to listen to. All the other music is fine and all, but at the end of the day, I love going back to classic rock.
So when that early 2000s rock becomes classic in 10 years, what would you say about that?
Stop.
No?
Because now I'm asking myself, okay, if 70s and 90s is classic rock, if we're in the future, is 2010 music classic rock
Jimmy Eat World, till Sum 41?
Would Green Day be classic rock?
I think some people already consider the first couple albums classic already.
The times are moving fast. Welcome to 2019, folks.
Do you have the time to listen to me rhyme?
Do you have some rhymes of yourself?
I could rhyme, but let's keep going on with the show.
Oh, okay.
Caleb, when it comes to sports, how does it impact your life? Whether you watch sports or play sports, now?
Sports, without sports, my life would be so boring. It sounds unfortunate to say, but that's just how I've been around sports all my life. So it's like, I know sports best, but yes, I'm an athlete. I play football. Currently not on the roster right now, recovering from an injury. Take away all your questions. But yeah, I love sports, football, basketball, and then I love boxing third. I think boxing is underrated nowadays.
I think, there is, it comes with age as well. I've come to like boxing as well. I didn't care as much when I was growing up.
Yeah, but I love boxing now. FYI, Floyd Mayweather, he might make a return 2020, people, so. Ooh. Yeah, so.
At the rightful age of 45, 46?
I don't think he's broke. I just think he's just bored.
He's like him and Brady, just trained.
Basically.
The mechanics. Bored, bro. Yeah, well-oiled machines.
I want to know their diet.
Their diet?
I want to know what they're eating.
I heard Brady eats avocado ice cream.
Ooh. Salt? Salty?
I don't know.
Let's guess I'm thinking of like guac ice cream.
We need to get ourselves some of that.
So that would just be guacamole with ice.
Bro, I don't know what it is.
And then blend.
You couldn't pay me to try it. It's Tom Brady though.
You could pay to try guacamole?
No, you couldn't pay me to try avocado ice cream.
Oh, you could pay me to try. You could pay me to try avocado ice cream.
You know, if you get avocado ice cream for the show, I will eat some of it. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna eat all of it. I'll eat some.
Well, you'll have to tune back in one of these days and we'll have that.
Green. It has to look appealing in some way.
Green?
Please, it's got to be pleasing to the eye.
Pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, speaking of getting paid, Eric, do you think athletes are overpaid these days?
Ooh, that's a very controversial question in and of
Very
itself. When it comes to
controversial.
the major leagues, because Major League Baseball, the NFL, and all the other major
The
sports,
standard.
yeah, then they're going to be overpaid at some points, because sometimes some of my friends, and especially my mom, goes, I don't know why they're getting paid so much money to just throw a baseball or to just catch a football or defend something or just shoot a basketball. It's understandable at times, but they're also trying to make a living. Some athletes are overpaid while some are actually underpaid, especially in the minor leagues where they're under the poverty level. So some athletes are definitely overpaid while some are underpaid, and that's kind of the way of sports.
Right, and you won't know if someone's overpaid or underpaid until they perform after their contract.
Absolutely.
That's
And
true.
yeah, and then once you actually see the work that they've done, then you'll go, yeah, I think they're worthy of that $70 million. Like, I mean, one athlete's getting almost $430 million for their whole contract.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bryce.
That's not Bryce Harper, it's Mike Trout.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
He's still a pretty cool athlete, though, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, if you
don't
want
get
to come
that
on the
bag,
show,
Mike.
please, by all means.
Please.
All right. Well, I have some questions here to take us out. I'm going to let you both chime in on this one. Maybe Eric will take you first. Which has a better impact on society, music or sports?
Ooh, that's a very good question. So if you're asking me what's going to make the biggest impact in the industry or in culture as a whole?
Culture as a whole.
Okay. I think at this point, I'm not too sure. It'd probably be a mixture of both, but for me being biased in the realm of sports, probably sports in that area, because I'm not too sure, because I have a radio show that deals with sports, and that was one of the reasons to make it. And I'm sure that with the younger kids and their parents being able to go out to those sporting events, I'm sure that they'll be able to meet their sports heroes, be able to get autograph and stuff like that, and that can have an impact. For music, probably when people get a bit older, I'm sure that they would be more impacted by that, but I'm not too sure. At this point, I'm saying sports, but music can definitely impact, but not as much as sports, if that makes sense.
It does. Caleb?
Okay, I would have to disagree with you.
That's fine.
I believe music has a stronger impact on society. One, because hip hop is one of the major genres of music, and the whole world is listening to hip hop. But as we all know, messages that come from hip hop aren't always positive.
Not always.
So you have all these people listening to hip hop, certain artists. I feel like that specific influence or impact will touch the people way harder than, I mean, don't get me wrong, sports athletes and everything, they can influence people too. But I mean like influence like people's thought process, people's actions. I would say music it is.
Okay, very interesting points. Now, what do you think is the future of the entertainment industry? Where do you think they go from here? Caleb?
The future of, I'm sorry, what was your question again?
The entertainment industry as a whole.
Okay, where does it go from here? That's a great question because it feels like they done did everything.
It certainly does.
That's a great question.
I know it always feels like they've done everything because up to this point right now, they have done everything. But there's more to be done.
Yeah, I know. I just don't have that great innovative mindset, so I can't really think of something that could
Leave it to the professionals.
Yeah, just leave it to them.
It's time for them to take their talents outside of planet Earth.
You think so?
Maybe. I'm not too sure. I mean, if they've already done everything here, who knows? Maybe have concerts on the moon or whatever.
Now, are you telling me that we have the technology to get there, or do you believe that extraterrestrial life exists?
Nah, just get there anyway.
Okay, I think we've been a bit derailed here. But thank you guys for coming out. Eric, please, thank you guys for coming out and keeping it real. It's been great talking to you guys, and I hope we can get you back on the show again.
Take care.
Thank you.
Peace.